A sunny morning in October 2016 at the Praterstern station in Vienna, a special train is being provided. It is exclusively reserved for club members. The train will be pulled by a well-maintained diesel locomotive of the 2143 class. The destination of the nostalgic train is the lovely Wachau. There is not much time left because this train too must run on schedule. So get on it quickly, we will soon start. As usual, an extremely versatile program is waiting for the participants. This time, museum trains will go to the nicest parts of Niederösterreich, Lower Austria. Next to the Wachau, the Wein Waldviertel will also be visited. But they also plan a trip to Győr in Hungary, where the local Marklin factory will be visited. An exciting excursion, and even St. Peter gives his blessing for it. A total of 77 units of the 8-wheeled diesel locomotives of the class 2143 were built. A powerful 12-cylinder 4-stroke motor has a maximal output of 1,115 kilowatts. But currently the Austrian railways employ only a few of these locos of this series. We now cross the river Danube. Here in Vienna it is already a mighty big river. As usual, our travel guide dedicates much of his time for his guests, and he knows the route well.
Wo wir entlang fahren, schlängeln wir uns dann durch die Sigmundsherberg. In Sigmundsherberg kommen wir auf die Strecke wieder von Wien nach Gmünd. Mit der Schmalspurbahn, ne, dann gab es einen Bahnhof, ne, von Gmünd, Böhmenzell, also Böhmischzell, ne, und da fuhren wir quasi durch Tschechien durch mit der Schmalspurbahn. Die beiden Strecken sind auch so.
The scenery has changed now, from urban concrete buildings to lovely vineyards. We now travel along the line on the bank of the Danube. In the past, this line led from Krems to St. Valentin, and it had a length of nearly 108 kilometers. But now, only nostalgic trains run here. And, of course, the popular mock starts must not be missing. People like it, they have sufficient time to take a nice photo. While some people are on holiday, others have to work. The wine harvest is not yet finished. As for the wine, from now on it will accompany us. They know how to make good wine here in Niederösterreich. White and red wines, there are many different varieties. And a wine tasting will help to find the personal favorite.
Arbeitsgeräte fassen bitte. Was ist denn jetzt los? Mineralwasser.
Sometimes appearance is deceptive. Water is often changed into wine.
Ein herzliches Grüß Gott und herzlich willkommen hier in...
A very cordial Grüß Gott and also a cordial welcome to Lower Austria for our lovely sightseeing tour. Let us now begin with a small wine tasting. All these wines here come from our vineyards on the hills in Lower Austria. I myself don't grow wines anymore, but it comes from my cousin who owns a large wine-growing estate.
den ersten Wein.
Today we will try 6 different wines. Let us begin with the first one. It is called a Welsh Riesling. There are still quarrels over its origin. Is it Italy or France? This variety comes from France. It is a nice fruity wine with a slight flavor of apples, but of course it must remain a wine, and it is in any case a wonderful appetizer. Well, the good man hasn't promised too much. The Welsh Riesling wine meets the taste of most of the club members. An important thing is its temperature. For white wine it must be quite cool, not too warm, and an Austrian roll called Semmel to go with it as a nice supplement. Unfortunately, the Austrian State Railway Company, ÖBB, is not very interested in secondary lines, and so the federal land of Niederösterreich decided to take over the line on the bank of the Danube. Scheduled traffic on this very romantic line ended in December 2010. Nostalgic traffic is now between Krems and Emmersdorf only. It's time for another stop for photographers. We have reached the Teufelsmauer tunnel. It is only 12 meters long, and with that it is most probably the shortest tunnel on the line network of the Austrian railways. A lovely example for the model railway. Unfortunately, the class 2143 is not available as a Marklin model, but the sound of this locomotive, first built in 1964, is quite impressive. Get on quickly, we will carry on with the wine tasting. Those who go by boat will of course have no mock starts. Such a thing is only possible with our extra train. The weather is perfect, there are clouds and sunshine, so it is ideal for taking photos. It was not without reason that the UNESCO declared this part of the Wachau a World Heritage Region. We now reach Emmersdorf. This is where the locomotive should change its position, but there's a problem with the point. That is why now there will be some extensive shunting maneuvers, something railway modelers will appreciate. Today's Wachau-Bahn can also be explored individually. In 2017 it is operational on Saturdays, Sundays and public holidays during the period between the 15th of April and the 26th of October. From the beginning of July to the end of September there will be trains every day, but usually there will be modern rail cars. Our main jobs are charter traffic, occasional traffic and tourist trains during the season. The State Railway gave them up, so we do it now. But it is not only us who do it, there are other companies as well who implement this concept too. They do so with much success because the customers like to accept it. Even the uncoupling process is worth a photo. Railway modelers are nosy people. Shunting maneuvers continue, but the end is near. Such a manual-operated point can sometimes be a little stubborn. Even though it is something not really wanted for museum traffic, the top speed of locomotive 2143 is some 110 kilometers per hour. Now only the coupling is left to do. The engine driver, in the meantime, changes his cab and prepares everything for the return journey. This includes the study of line sections with speed restrictions. Now there is a quick contact with the operations center to discuss the details of the continuation of the journey of the extra train. On our return journey, the sun once again shines from the autumn sky. We pass the picturesque town of Schwallenbach. The OBB employed the Class 2143 to pull freight trains too, so it is a true universal locomotive. At a distance we can see the Dürnstein Church, the Pearl of the Wachau, as it is called by experts who know the region. Without any more stops for photos, we travel at moderate speed to Sigmunds Herberg. From here on, our train is pulled by an electric locomotive. It is in green livery, like all Austrian electric locomotives in the past. It is a Class 1041 loco. 25 of these were procured between 1951 and 53. The output is 2,260 kilowatts. More than twice as powerful are the Class 1144 locos. It is a universal locomotive which can be seen pulling passenger and freight trains everywhere in Austria. The Class 1041 locos too were sometimes used to pull freight trains. They were decommissioned in 2003, but 5 of them are preserved in museums. They are reminiscent of the history of locomotive construction in Austria. Top speed of the Class 1041 is 90 kilometers per hour. That was more than sufficient for freight trains and light passenger trains. The engine room of the locomotive contains old-fashioned technology such as the separation contactors, which generated sparks during switching processes. Marklin once had a similar model in its range of products. It was the Class 1141. In 1997, this version appeared in green livery. And while we talk about models, how about a visit to the Marklin factory in Győr? We take the express train from Vienna to Hungary. The first thing we do in the factory, arrangement for a group photo. Soon there is anticipation. They are all looking forward to the tour. After a light refreshment and an introduction, they are all well prepared to visit the single manufacturing sections.
Links von Ihnen passiert oder läuft die
To your left, you see the locomotive assembly. The bogies come from locomotive 39867.
auf der linken Seite vorgelagert.
On the left, there are pre-assembly production stages of motor assembly or soldering work and collector assemblies.
Und Schleifermontagen.
Item number 39864 is a colorful version of the Class 198 locomotive, which in 2016 was added to the range as a one-only series. By the way, this is where the models of the startup program are tested for their functions. And now we come to the design department, where